Welcome back. Another episode. NFL Hard Locks every single week. Chicks are down there at the bottom. Joins me here on the YouTube channel to pick the NFL spreads, see who's the better. As you can tell, Alex is in a bit of a good mood. You want to tell the people why?
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for giving Mark Davis the strength and wisdom to fire that bum ass Josh McDaniel and Dave Ziegler while he was at it. And then the first move that new interim coach Antonio Pierce did was start Aiden O'Connell like I've been telling them to do the entire year.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, thank you. Thank you. And then Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. All right. Yes, amen. Let's go. Yes, we did it. We made it. We still fucking suck. Don't get me wrong. But we are moving in the right fucking direction. Okay?
all that matters.
We're good. Like I'm that's all I care about. Is if we're moving in the right direction. But yes, we're in a good mood. We're living until the Raiders lose again, and then I'll cry. But it's okay.
But you
I'm
know
just kidding.
what? At least you're crying with a purpose now because you
I'm
know what you're doing.
I'm saying, like, there's no way fucking Mitty G bum ass is gonna miss Devontae Adams twice on like wide open pass plays. There's just no way, right? And then either that or he's not gonna take fucking 6, 7 sacks. He's not gonna throw interceptions because he's not playing.
That is
That's
true.
awesome. So
That
yeah.
is true.
Anyway, it felt great. It just felt great. Also, I know I'm starting off with this rant. I need someone to go watch the last video because Garrett, yes, on his paper he wrote down fucking Cardinals, but I need someone to go double check that because I swore he took Baltimore with me, and now he's just like, no, he was celebrating the backdoor cover. I was like, I'm pretty sure you picked Baltimore. He said, nope, it's not. It's on my paper. So I need someone to go double check that. I'm just too
It's
lazy
on
to
the
do it.
paper, so I don't know what to
Uh,
tell you.
you also go back and forth. Well, all right. Okay. Okay, man. I just need someone to go double check for me. Garrett may be right, but I swore he took Baltimore with me. Someone
You
needs to go double
you
check.
you may be right. You may be right, but on my paper, I didn't cross out Arizona and write Baltimore. I still had Arizona, so that's what I'm going off of.
But I feel like you were just like, yeah, I'll remember to do that, and you didn't.
No, because I constantly will write down in the moment. Like you've seen me go back and write in
Mm,
things again.
I don't know about that.
We'll have to see. All right, going over the records from last week. We both finished positive. Didn't help that we have a push this week, which are fucking gross. The Jets pushed, bastards. Won in overtime by a field goal when the spread was 3. That sucks. We both finished 8-7-1. Above 500. Should have been 9-7. The Jets should have beat the Giants pretty soundly. They didn't. We'll take a push. A push is better than a loss. Which brings our season totals to Alex is still in the lead by 5. Alex is 69. Nice.
Nice.
51-2. I am 64, 57-2. So both respectable records. Alex is 5 games up on me. We'll see if we can play some catch up this week.
Yeah. I feel like my time is coming to an end. I feel it in the air tonight. Phil Collins.
Shout out.
But yeah, we're just gonna do our best here.
Our Thursday night matchup this week is the Titans, who have anointed Will Levis as the starter now that Ryan Tannehill still isn't 100% healed from injury. They're taking on the Steelers on the road. Kenny Pickett looks like he's going to play with that rib injury. Pittsburgh's -2.5. I took Pittsburgh last week +2.5 in a fucking monsoon, and they lost. Which shocker here, the offense looked awful, but it's neither here nor there.
Who they
Alex,
play? Jaguars.
they played Jacksonville. Yeah,
Yeah, I picked Jacksonville. Okay.
you did. You did pick Jacksonville.
I was not high on Will Levis before, and I was scared to death the Raiders were going to pick him at 9. Or not 9. I'm sorry, 7. But I was like, oh, cool. Jalen Carter drops them at 7. They're going to pick Jalen Carter, and they
Here
didn't.
we go.
And so they picked Tyree Wilson. So I lost. I didn't lose the war, but I lost the battle for sure on that one. I'm gonna go. What happened? Scroll it back up. Scroll it back up. We gotta see the teams. Scroll it up. Scroll it up. Scroll it up. Thank you. Thank you. No, not that far. Yeah, right there. Thank you. If Will Levis plays anything like he did last week, I'm gonna, as we're taking from the college football video, I'm gonna take a sample of this Will Levis cheese, and I'm going to see. As long as Matt Canada is calling the plays, I'm not sure you can trust the Steelers' offense, which really sucks because I think the Steelers' offense could be really good. I think their defense is pretty stout as well. Matt Canada is literally single-handedly holding them back. So I'm going to go Tennessee here. If Will Levis, he's going against a better defense this week. If he can ball out like he did, the Titans have a chance.
I'm begrudgingly taking Tennessee.
It's okay. Just turn your hoodie around and just cover your face because sometimes that worked for me last week.
I think I'd feel more confident in the ability to take Pittsburgh if Minka was playing. Minka's out this week, which would have helped in the secondary for deep Will Levis passes because our DBs aren't playing. I say their DBs aren't playing up to snuff right now. Joey Porter Jr. should be getting his first start this week, though. That's huge. I love that.
Silver lining. Silver lining.
Yeah, that's about it. I just hope he doesn't get torched by DeAndre Hopkins all day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna take Tennessee. I hate it, but that's my pick. So
the Texas Rangers just won the World Series.
good for them.
Good for them.
Shout out Ian Nickel on Twitter, Rangers fan. Good for him.
Every fucking buddy here has been going for the Rangers. So I even know people like that stupid ass sport, but here we are.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. We've got our Frankfurt game. This is the first of 2 games in Germany this season, and they picked a hell of a game to start off with. Miami and Kansas City, essentially a pick'em. I think the key X factor in this game is going to be Jalen Ramsey returning. He returned last week with a pick, almost got a pick 6. The receivers for Kansas City are trash. They're not good. Jalen Ramsey locking up any one of those receivers. He's probably going to be shadowing Rashee Rice a lot, playing down to try to help out across the middle, potentially with some zone to help out Travis Kelce in the middle. I kind of want to take Miami.
I think you missed out on what the biggest factor is. Okay.
What's that?
The biggest factor is while they're playing in Frankfurt, somewhere in Germany, that Taylor Swift is not being at this game. I mean, you saw it and you just did not care to mention it. You have to mention it.
It's on me. It's on me.
Taylor Swift's not the game. Travis Kelce's going to play like ass cheeks. Chiefs are going to lose. It's Miami. It's Miami. Doesn't even matter.
Right with Jackson Law.
Really, Miami. Miami is needing a big win here over a prominent team. And the Chiefs haven't looked good. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's chocolate when it's shit. They haven't looked good. So I'm gonna go with Miami here.
I will say it does slightly concern me because I'm sure that Reed is going to get the boys fired up after being embarrassed by Denver. I wouldn't say they just lost. They got embarrassed by Denver.
Taylor Swift is not at the game.
You know what Travis Kelce has to do with Taylor Swift not being there? He's just got to shake it off. He's got to shake it off.
I was trying to think of a fucking Taylor Swift song to incorporate this off the top of my head, and I couldn't.
And you know what else?
Crazy? My wife listens to Taylor Swift all the time, and I look at each fucking song we listen to because we listen to that shit 16 hours of the day, and I couldn't think of one. That really pisses me off.
Travis Kelce needs to remind himself that he's the man. Boom! I just got 2 of them in there.
I didn't even know that. Oh,
I just got 2 Taylor Swift song references in one game.
Yeah,
I love it.
You know what? That was good.
Thank you. I'll pat myself on the
The
back for
only
that
thing
one.
I was thinking of was like, you know what? Travis Kelsey needs to be himself, Taylor's version. But that was the only thing I could come up with. And
He
that
needs to
was
be
kind of what,
Travis's version.
like, it needs to be. And so, I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm going to go Miami here. I think Miami wins.
We've got Los Angeles traveling out to Wisconsin to play the Packers.
Wisconsin.
Uh, Green Bay is -3 here.
Why?
I know that Los Angeles looked like shit last week against Dallas.
Free money.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is screaming free money. Oh my God.
Like I don't think Green Bay has a chance.
Who believes in Jordan Love at this point? If you believe in Jordan Love at this point, you're Delulu, as the kids would say.
Damn, the Delulu is
Delusional.
crazy.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I
It's
can't
so
believe
Delulu that I
we
have to
just
say
we hyped
Delulu.
up DJ in the college football video, and now he's catching a stray.
Well, you know what's crazy is that like Newton's third law of physics, like for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction, and here it is. So there you go.
I guess you got a
Jordan
point, I
Love
suppose.
is ass cheeks.
He's buns.
He's horrible.
That's
He
for
is
sure.
horrible. He's horrible.
Tampa +3 traveling to Houston to play the Texans. Houston, we both had as our free money game last week against Carolina,
Swing and a
and
miss.
that was a big swing and a miss as Carolina picked up their first win of the year. Houston is at home though, playing a host to the Bucks. I don't know what to make of this game.
I don't like it.
I
don't
don't
like
like that we already have 2 games on the slate, I think at minimum, where it is the potential to push. We're not getting hooks.
Yeah. Well, what are we doing here? We rationing around here? Yeah. No, that we picked Texans on free money, and actually the free money was a scam, and we just got robbed.
We
So
we
that's
we
all.
sent that money to a Nigerian prince.
I'm saying the fucking Nigerian princes, we got bamboozled. Like, you know what I'm
Heckin'
saying?
bamboozled.
So this game, I really don't know. CJ Stroud played like shit last week, and I thought he was going to just roll over the fucking Panthers. Bucks, why not? You know, why not? We're going to go Bucks. Don't ask me why. This is the most expensive game on the menu.
I think I'm also going to take Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Make sure you write. Make sure you fucking write it down.
Make sure if you choose the other team, you write it down. Piece of shit. We're taking Tampa. One of my free money games this week, Washington +3.5 against New England. I'm taking Washington to win by 7 or more.
So the Chase Young, the Chase Young and the Montez Sweat trades don't bother you at all.
I just fucking remembered that. All right, leave me alone. I'm gonna retract my 7 a little bit. I'm still taking Washington.
Just write it down for me.
Just write it down.
What the fuck was that voice?
I'm taking Washington. I'm gonna retract my statement, but I'm still taking Washington.
I'm taking Washington as well. Not sure if it's money line, but I do think they cover.
Can we talk about how poor Washington is at trading?
Oh my god,
they're so bad at trading.
That was horrible.
They got fleeced for Trent Williams. They got fleeced. I can't believe that Montez Sweat is worth more than Chase Young. Montez Sweat fielded a second-round pick from the Chicago Bears, which they should fire Ryan Poles because that dude's a fucking moron.
Well, you could say Washington's, yes, they're bad at trading, but they did get a second out of. So I feel like the Bears are worse at trading.
Well, I mean, nobody's worse at the league at trading than Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. Nobody is as bad as them. Nobody's as bad. But, like, Chase Young should have went for a second. Probably plus more. And you mean to tell me any team in the NFL could have got Chase Young for a third-round pick?
Apparently.
I would have sent a fucking third round pick if I was Pittsburgh. I would
The
have sent a
four,
second probably.
the 49ers are nasty.
Yeah, the defense is gross.
It's just too fucking bad they don't have a quarterback.
That is true. He's got a point,
Where is the 49ers playing this week? Because I do want to talk about that. Where's that?
Potentially. We'll see if they play
Keep
this
scrolling.
week.
No, keep scrolling. I gotta know now. Because if not, I'm gonna get my fucking rain out right here, right now.
Go ahead, get it out. They're not playing this week.
Yeah. No, Brock Purdy stinks. He stinks.
That guy stinks.
He stinks. Like that guy is so coddled. Yeah, MVP, by the way, in the MVP conversation at one point in time.
That is true.
Yeah, the only thing that's fucking the MVP is Mike Shanahan or that fucking defense. Good God Almighty, God bless America. They are disgusting, and they just keep adding to it. It's almost unreal the amount of talent they have on that defense, except in their secondary. That's the only downfall. But I'm a big believer if your front seven is good, like really good on defense, you don't need spectacular talent in the secondary because your front seven will create pressure. They'll handle everything right there. That helps out the secondary a lot. So I'm always a big believer in taking care of the front seven first before the secondary. But it is what it is. Brock Purdy stinks.
It always pays to get after the quarterback because, like you said, if your front seven can get after the quarterback, it makes life easier for the defensive backs because they essentially shouldn't have to be going as far on routes.
Well,
Everything should be closer.
It's not even that. Like if you have an elite secondary, but your front seven stinks, like they're gonna run the fucking ball all over you, and then that elite secondary is not gonna fucking do shit for you. Like you have to be able to stop the run, and then you have to be able to put pressure on the quarterback on defense. And then if you could do that, and you could do that really well, your secondary does not have to be as good. It doesn't need to be like a fucking Legion of Boom. It just needs to be, starter qualities. Then they will get the job done.
We're moving on to our next game here. Chicago is plus 8.5, traveling to New Orleans to play the Saints. Just really quick, I sure wish Pittsburgh would have traded for Jalen Johnson.
They tried to, didn't they?
Yeah, they were pretty serious about it. I probably would have sent a second for Jalen Johnson, to be honest. Second, like a fifth next year, maybe. I'd have been cool with that because the secondary for Pittsburgh for the next 5 years would have been led by a 24-year-old Jalen Johnson and I believe a 21-year-old Joey Porter Jr. I'd have been cool with that, but that's all right. Do we know who is? Is it Tyson Bagent still for Chicago?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I don't really think it matters, but especially with Bagent starting, I'm going to take New Orleans.
I'm gonna take New Orleans, even though New Orleans does not look good with Derek Carr. Still, just very not impressive offense, despite all the weapons. I don't know. The Saints just haven't really impressed me at all this year. I actually think I would pick the Bears if they had Justin Fields, but
I would probably consider that as well. I think that might be part of the reason why I asked. I think if Fields wasn't hurt at all this year and he played the entire time and it was 8.5, then yeah, I'm taking Chicago. But like if this was his first game back, I probably would be hesitant to pick them. But yeah, New Orleans, it has been so unimpressive this year.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. I saw before we keep going really quick. I saw a funny tweet today.
Mhm.
It was like players' top speeds this year, and it was like Devon A-Chain, Tyreek Hill, and then the player with the top speed this year was Chris Olave at 70.
That's crazy. That's absurd.
That shit made me laugh. And as a owner of Chris Olave in our dynasty league, that also kind of makes me sad. But like at the same time, you have to appreciate good humor.
You just gotta roll with the punches.
You have to eat. You have to eat. You have to eat it. Minnesota plus 4.5 against Atlanta. Kirk Cousins done for the year, torn Achilles. Potentially, I would doubt they start Joshua Dobbs this week. Who they
It's
just traded
Jaren
from
Hall.
Arizona. It's probably Jaren Hall. I don't think there is more of a free money game this week than Atlanta.
Yeah. Taylor Heineke, who has always been better than Desmond Ritter.
That is true.
He's always been better than that. Taylor Heineke was winning playoff games for Washington. So put some respect on that motherfucker's name. Taylor Heineke, who fucking picked him up on waivers. Then I dropped him because so in my fantasy, like the dynasty one and the regular one, I picked him up on both waivers because I was like, oh shit, Desmond Ritter got benched. And then like I kept seeing reports before he made the announcement that Desmond Ritter is still whatever. And then Arthur Smith, I shit you not, an hour later comes out with the press conference and says Taylor Heineke is starting. And I already dropped that motherfucker, and I was pissed. I was just like, I called myself a fat bitch because of it.
Which means that he goes back onto waivers.
Yeah, till Friday.
On Friday.
So now it's just a free for all.
Yeah.
And, if any of these people had any fucking honor or morale, they would just let me pick them up again. But they're not going to. They're animals. They're absolute animals. Savages.
Savages.
These white people are dangerous on some real Pocahontas ass shit. It's Pocahontas.
That's absurd.
It's from Pocahontas.
I know, but still, it's crazy.
These white men are dangerous. But yeah, no. So I dropped Taylor Heineke. He's better than Desmond Ritter. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna play great. Jaron Hall, you don't trust Jaron Hall. So
you know what I realized this morning after I saw that the waivers cleared and I was actually able to pick up Aiden O'Connell? I'm waiver 10 now, which means I'm last in the league, and that sucks.
Oh no.
Guys, breaking news! If you haven't really been paying attention so far, I just found out that I'm a bitch. Breaking news! I'm a bitch.
Said, guys, and I was like, oh shit, here it comes.
I forgot. Sometimes my amnesia kicks in, it flares up, and I forget I'm a bitch. And I just got reminded. So thank you, Alex.
You're welcome.
Arizona Cardinals plus 7.5 going to Cleveland to play the Browns. Deshaun Watson is back at practice on a limited basis, which means it's probably either PJ Walker or DCR this week. Probably PJ Walker if I were to guess. Kyler Murray has an outside shot of playing this week. It sounds like it's probably going to be Clayton Tune, but from some of the reports that can be found on the old Twitter machine, Kyler's like fired up and ready to play.
Did you see that? That's the smoke. And I don't have a mirror in here, but if I had a mirror, I'd be showing you. Because this is some smoke and mirrors bullshit right here. I'm going with the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray's playing this week. The smoke and mirrors. They got to play him at some point. That
is true. We are only at week 9, though. We're only like halfway through the year.
That's why they need to play him, because they're already on the outside looking in. They do have a outside shot of still making the playoffs in the weak NFC. The sooner he plays, the better.
Do they? They're 1-7.
Yeah, outside shot. They just have to win 8 games in a row. What's the problem?
Guys, can you believe it? I got amnesia again. It's the craziest thing. I think I forgot to take my medicine this morning or something, but I'm still a bitch.
I'm just saying. So they gotta play Kyler Murray as soon as possible. I do think in the NFC that you could be a sub 500 team and still make the playoffs. I think we'll have a couple 8-9 teams make the playoffs. It's going to be despicable, but it is what it is. Despicable.
I'm also taking Arizona. I think I'd potentially take that's not true.
You're not taking money line. Don't do that.
No, I'm not.
Don't do that.
Just
make sure you write it down.
James Conner's still out, which sucks. We haven't seen anything from Clayton Tune this year. I watched Clayton Tune at the Senior Bowl this year and did not come away impressed.
He's not impressive.
Can they keep this game low scoring enough?
I don't know why you're worried about that. Kyler Murray is playing. Smoke and mirrors.
All right, I'll take Arizona.
You're welcome. Browns are gonna win, and then you're gonna be like, "Why'd you talk me out of it?" I'm like,
You're
"You're
a fat
welcome."
bitch. But it's payback for me talking you into Utah last week.
Exactly. That's what
I
I'm
get it.
saying.
Seattle plus 5.5.
Mm.
Traveling to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Baltimore's playing like one of the better teams in the NFL right now.
This is a good
Seattle
line.
also looks really, really good too, though. Seattle also made a big move at the deadline, trading for Leonard Williams from the Giants,
Mm-hmm.
beefing up the defensive line. Probably, I would imagine, not playing this week, or he's going to play out like limited snaps. So he's not going to be that big of a difference maker this week. Alex, what are your thoughts?
I see, because you over there being patient Patty. Um,
Yeah,
my mom. I don't know why I said Patty. My mom is not a patient person.
bro, she is a
But she's a
an
fucking
eager
firecracker.
Ellen.
An eager Ellen is fucking promiscuous. Fucking. Mm, I. This is a good line. It almost feels like you're picking money line. I know it's the spread's 5.5, but
I know what you mean, though.
like I feel like this game is you either win it or you don't. Um, I'm gonna go Ravens. I don't like Geno Smith. I'll never eat that cheese. So I'm gonna go Ravens.
I'm also going to go Ravens. Kenneth Walker is not playing great ball right now. He's I think the snaps right now are pretty close to 50-50 between him and Zach Charbonnet, which is
Why
never a
didn't you
good
say
sign.
Charbonnet?
Snaps are like 50-50 between Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. So
I thought you were just I didn't know you were going back to it. I thought you were just gonna pass on. Like I didn't say that. That's why I started laughing because I thought you were just like so the snaps are just 50-50.
no,
And I'm
I
just
had to
like,
go
I
back.
get it.
I had to go throw a little pizzazz in there.
Charbonnet.
Um, I think yeah, I mentioned it at the beginning here is that Baltimore's playing some of the better football in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Uh, Gus Edwards has come alive the last 2 weeks. I don't know where this guy came from, but
I
he's
picked up him in our site league.
good for you.
Oh yeah.
Good for you.
Big happy about that one.
I believe it. Uh, I think Baltimore's defense is going to be able to keep Seattle pretty low scoring. I think Baltimore wins this one.
Yeah.
We've got Indianapolis minus 2.5 against Carolina, who last week were home dogs and won outright for their first win of the year. They're now home dogs again. We both picked Indianapolis last week as our free money game of the week. That swing and miss 0-2 count for sure. I'm probably leaning. Who did Indianapolis play last week?
I'm on it.
Thank you, Chief. I don't think I can trust.
The Saints.
And they fucking lost to New Orleans by more than a score, I think.
11.
Oh, this game is so gross.
I'm picking the Colts again. I'm letting the Panthers have their win. I don't think they do that shit again.
You're probably right. What is that? They're minus 2.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're minus 2.5. I think they win by 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Indy.
Yeah.
God damn it. Another game with no hook, and we might need it on this one. Dallas.
This might be a push. This might be a push game.
This screams push to me. Dallas plus 3, coming off a huge win against the Rams, taking on the Eagles, minus 3. I'm taking Philadelphia.
I'm taking
Philadelphia
Philly too.
for my money. Philadelphia is the best team in the NFL right now. Their offense is finally starting to hit their stride. The defense is nasty. It is worth noting that I think Jalen Carter this week was on an injury report for a back injury.
I would love
But
that guy on the Raiders.
I know he would look really good in black and silver too. That is
Yeah,
true.
I'm saying. Well, everyone does though. Every good player, at least.
That is true. Devontae Adams looks really good in black and silver.
I fucking love Devontae Adams in black and silver. They tried to say he was getting traded. I said, nah.
He'll look really good somewhere else next year, though. But
That's fucking crazy. That's promiscuous. Hunter Renfro's still with the team. I'm so happy.
I'm just gonna leave that one alone. I'm just gonna leave that one be.
As you should.
That's probably for the best. Yeah, I think I don't want to say Dallas's win last week was a fluke necessarily, but
I don't trust Mike McCarthy. I
I'm gonna
don't
kind of
trust
call
him.
it fluky. I can't trust anything Dallas does.
I
Can't
feel
do
like
it.
Dallas always shits the bed against the Eagles too.
Yes, I would agree with that.
So there you go.
I am hammering Vegas this week. Hammering.
The Raiders.
Bro, I'm hammering Vegas this week. It's crazy.
The Raiders. The Raiders are winning.
I think this team gets juiced playing for interim coaches.
Well,
Antonio
Lord
Pierce.
knows we've had plenty of shots at them. We have plenty of them.
That's
Oh my!
crazy. Antonio Pierce, I think, could be a decent interim coach this year. He's got the NFL experience. He was a great linebacker for the Giants.
The revenge
AOC
game.
getting the start. It's could be a bit of a revenge game. AOC getting the start. The Giants defense isn't great.
Doesn't even matter.
So
Doesn't even matter. This is not about the Giants.
one matchup worth noting
Oh my god.
is I believe he normally lines up on the right side, which that would be Illuminor at right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Kayvon Thibodeau versus Illuminor.
No, I think they put Munford there actually. Thayer Munford, I think Georgia product, 6th or 7th round pick. I think they put him a big dude, but yeah, he'll have his hands full, I think.
Kayvon Thibodeau has a chance to eat this week.
I do think a Kayvon Thibodeau, home of Dimsdale Dimdome, has a chance to get a sack. I think any prop bet with him getting a sack is probably a safe one.
I think that is a safe bet as well. I like that quite a bit. We've got our Sunday night matchup here. Really good game. Buffalo plus 1.5, traveling to Cincinnati, who might be the hottest team in the NFL right now. Joe Burrow is back.
I mean, it's hard to like. You saw how Cincy was playing. We like even those first weeks we were recording. We were like, bro, what's wrong with Cincy? And then we were just kind of like, they're not done. They're not out yet. And I feel like they do this every year. They need a couple weeks to wake up, get gelled. They're like, oh, and they're like, all right, that fucking meme when you're playing a game and you're just like, we're taking it easy.
And then
you start losing. And you're like, all right. And then you play and then you fucking win. And I think that's what the Bengals are doing. And on the other hand, like, I don't know, the Bills haven't been that impressive, like in years past that we're used to. I think what they struggled against the Patriots the week before, not last week. Who they play last week? They had a bye last week. Ooh, the bye.
I'm still taking Cincy. I don't really care about the bye right now. I'm going to ride the hot team.
If the Bills were at home, I would take them at home off the bye. I'm going to go Bengals as well. Good game. I'm so glad we finally have a good Sunday night football matchup. Not that garbage they were showing us on Sunday night, Monday night.
You think the game Monday night was garbage?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. It led to good things though.
I'm with it.
You just had to get there.
Listen, as a Raiders fan, you just play the course. You complain about the course, but you play it.
I loved the Monday night game only because, well, partially because I'm a byproduct sort of Lions fan now, but I finally snapped my cold streak with betting. I was on fire to start this year. I was on fire at the end of last year, and I started real good this year, and I had lost I shit you not, probably 9 tickets in a row where I didn't have a single winner.
Oof.
And then I had a 4-leg same game parlay Monday night. Lions money line. It was Sam Laporta over 44.5 receiving yards,
Easy
Jared
bet.
Goff over 23.5 completions, and Jahmyr Gibbs more than 50 rushing yards. I didn't take at the time I made the bet, it was like 70.5, and I'm like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then he had like 120 or something ridiculous. So
it wouldn't have mattered.
I know it wouldn't have mattered. But the cold streak snapped. And that's the kind of momentum we need going into Vegas next weekend.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited.
I can't fucking wait.
We're gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I hope we get to see Trey. I can see him just avoiding us though, which is crazy.
Nah, I don't think so.
We'll see.
I think if Trey is able to make it happen, he'll make it happen.
I'm watching him.
Shoot, I would be too. Have you seen him?
I know. I know. He's like my nuts are out. Like that. Yeah. I don't know why he calls tits nuts.
He calls them nuts.
I don't understand why he does that.
I don't know why he does it either, bro. It's weird.
He was talking to me about this girl he was trying to talk to that one time. Yeah, I believe you know what I'm talking about, and he was just like, yeah. She's got some nice nuts.
A pair of nuts on.
And I looked at that message and I'm like,
what the fuck do I do with this?
I mean, like, is that he likes trans girls. Okay, like which is fine. Like, which is fine. Preferences. Like, I get it, And then he was like going, and I was like, oh, he's not talking. Oh, and then he's like, it took me forever to understand what. So I know when Trey says nuts, I know he's talking about titties. He's talking about his pecs or whatever. But I did not pick up on that for the longest time. And so love is love, man. So I was letting him
write this down really quick. Trey loved trans girls. Period.
And I was just like, bro, if I get canceled for saying trans girls, I don't know what to do. I was just like, but love is love, man. I was like, good for him. But then I realized that's not what he means, and I said, oh, okay. So
finally putting 1 and 2 together.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Vegas. That's where I was going with that.
Yes, that is true.
That went quick.
All I want to do is see Trey's nuts. All right, moving on to the Monday night matchup here. We've got the Chargers -3.5 traveling to the Jets.
They'll show it to you.
I know he would. I know he would in more ways than one, I'm afraid.
Fuck.
I'm not necessarily eating the cheese, but like, is Zach Wilson turning the team around?
As the kids would say, BFFR. Be fucking for real, okay? No. The Jets are I think the Jets are actually a very talented team. And Zach Wilson is not shitting the bed, which helps. When
that is nice.
But this is the same shit that, got the Brock Purdy believers hooked. Brock Purdy wasn't shitting the bed with a really talented team. And they're like, oh, this motherfucker's good. And he's like, he's not. He's not. Zach Wilson's doing the same thing right now. He's not shitting the bed. But on the other hand, I don't know what to do with this Chargers team. Like, what's the spread? 3.5?
I've got my pick.
I know who you're picking. Because you look at this, I look at, and I'm like, oh, Chargers, they have, a better offense. Defense is not as good, but the Jets' offense is, their quarterback's not good. They have offense. I'm going to go Jets as well. The Jets have at least figured out how to be better with Zach Wilson. Imagine how good this team would be with Aaron Rodgers. Holy shit. Julian from the site, he's always talking about if the Jets had Aaron Rodgers, this would be a Super Bowl team. A little far for me, but that team would be really fucking good. What's crazy, there's a couple things crazy about the Chargers. One, the Raiders were smart enough to fire their coach before the Chargers. Two, we're still not sure if Justin Herbert is that good, but to each their own. Like everyone knows he's good as far as he is talented, can make all the throws. But how long is Brandon Staley going to be a pass for him? Like when do we start putting these on Justin Herbert? Because I know everyone from the site, if Justin Herbert was on the Raiders, everyone would be bashing the fuck out of Justin Herbert. So when does Justin Herbert stop getting a pass that he has a bad coach, and maybe it's just a little bit of him as well? That's the question.
I'm taking the Jets.
Just
Well,
that
I feel
was
like we had the exact conversation either last week or the week before, so
absolutely. I'm just gonna keep
I'm
bringing it
not
up
gonna get
until
into it
someone
again.
answers me. Someone answer me.
I have answered you.
No, you haven't.
I have actually.
Not today.
Not, I know not today, and that's what you're wanting. I'm not going to do it. I've answered before.
I am a cousin, a relative of Dory the fish from Finding Nemo, because I too have short-term memory where I forget that I'm a bitch.
That was a good one. I appreciate that one.
I've been waiting on that one. I thought of that earlier in the week, so I've been waiting to use it.
I just think that Herbert's kind of famous sometimes for struggling against top flight defenses, and the Jets have a top flight defense. And you kind of touched on it. Zach Wilson isn't winning ball games, but he's not losing ball games for the Jets.
Perfect way to put it. That's the perfect way to put it.
That's what's going on here. And Zach Wilson's not going to win this game for the Jets. He's not going to do it. He's not going to lose this game either.
I mean,
a prop bet, I would take over Breece Hall rushing yards. I think they're going to force feed Hall quite a bit. I think Hall goes for 85 yards and a score.
I wrote a post about it when Aaron Rodgers went down and like the Jets were looking at quarterbacks, and one of the reports I saw was that Colin Kaepernick was getting a look at, and I'm like, well, fuck, just let Chickster play fucking quarterback. You don't think Chickster could just throw it to Garrett Wilson and hand the ball off to Breece Hall? I could do it.
Can't be that hard.
It can't be that hard. Like I watch film too. I can do that shit. I can learn the offense. I got it. I am committed. I am determined.
Well, for what I believe is the first time this season, Alex and I have picked every single game the same.
So this is just a wash. We're just having fun with it.
So the records will not change as far as games separated, but hey, let's have a good week. We're gonna go over the picks really quick.
Garrett, I personally don't want to have a good week. I hope you have a great week.
You know what? While I appreciate you saying that, I want you to have an even better week.
Why are you trying to one-up me?
It's just in my nature.
I mean, that's just some fucking bull. Now I hope you have a bad week. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you did that to yourself.
Well, you want to know what?
And I have to back up so I can turn my chair around, but give me a second. Okay, now you can talk.
I still hope you have a good week.
Well, don't try to be a fucking so good Samaritan. After that, like, no, don't do that shit.
Going over the picks, I begrudgingly agree with Alex. We're taking Tennessee. We're taking Miami over Kansas City over in Germany. Los Angeles +3, which is Alex's free money game this week. Tampa +3 against Houston, because why not? My free money game this week is Washington +3.5 over New England. We're both taking the Saints -8.5 over Chicago. Atlanta kind of feels like free money-ish, -4.5 over Minnesota. It's all smoke and mirrors in Arizona because Kyler Murray is playing according to Chickster, who's getting +7.5 against Cleveland. We're both taking Arizona. Baltimore -5.5 over Seattle. Both of us taking. We're both taking the Colts over Carolina. Philadelphia -3, hoping for no push in this game over Dallas. I'm hammering Vegas, and I know Alex is too, over the Giants. AOC is going to ball out. I can just feel it. Both taking Cincinnati -1.5. Monday night matchup, we're taking the home dog and the Jets +3.5. If you look on the right-hand side of the screen, since we both picked the same games correctly, if you were to put all these together, your odds are +770,043, which $10 bet would win you $77,000.
Easy money.
I have never seen an easier slip in my life. Why are you backwards?
I was pouting.
That's fair. Although I wish you turn around, you look cute when you pout. All right.
All right. You got me to turn around.
Got my feet swinging and shit.
No, let's not get crazy.
For Alex, Chickster down there at the bottom, I'm Garrett. Thanks for watching another episode of Hard Locks NFL version. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already to the YouTube channel, go ahead and press the subscribe button, ring the bell so you don't miss any more uploads, and share this with a friend. It helps the algorithm, get some eyes on the product.